Hello, my name is Asa. Nice to meet you, and welcome back to my channel if you already know me. I got new sketchbook and looks like it became somewhat of a tradition on YouTube to make videos about the first page in the sketchbook. I understand why first page is a special page. It is your first steps in the sketchbook. You try the paper, the format, the quality, and you know what to expect from your future journey with your new sketchbook. This time I chose big size. It is 10.5 by 8.25 inches. My last sketchbook was twice smaller and I loved the fact that it is very easy to take it places. It feels very fast and doesn't take much space in my studio. The only thing that I didn't like is painting portraits in the sketchbook. I'm still on my way to perfecting portraits, and for some reason, when I paint big portraits, I understand proportions of the face much better than when I do small sketches. My hand needs this movement to create beautiful line, and overall, I enjoy big size of paintings better than small ones. So that was the main reason why I purchased huge sketchbook. Alright, let's go back to the first page and discuss why is it so special. I am a perfectionist and I try my best to keep my sketchbooks neat, organized, and make sure they look good. And of course, I apply all those rules to the first page. I used to think that the whole sketchbook depends on this first special page. If I make it ugly, it means the whole sketchbook will look ugly. And for a long time, I tried to put all my effort in the first page. After filling tons of different sketchbooks, I finally realized that the first page is like any other pages. It means so much to me just because I declared it to be the special page. And starting February 2023, I'm finally free from the first page curse. I won't try to make it special. Write my name, address, and blood type there. I will paint what I want to paint, and that's it. This is real me. This is what I loved in February 2023. This is what inspired me, and in all honesty, I was never inspired by the special pages with text, art goals, and other stuff. It's just not my thing. And I'm so confident just because I did it in the past few times and it felt fake and didn't make me happy. If you're the person who likes special first pages, please don't take it personally. I only talk about how I like to fill my sketchbook. Your sketchbook is your freedom, and don't listen to the random voice on the internet. I'm just complaining about me being stuck with wrong ideas. Anyways, I think I should explain what I'm painting here. I was doom scrolling Instagram and I saw this cup. Ugliest cup I've seen, especially the color. But I like the shape of the fish. I wanted to paint it immediately, but I couldn't figure out how I want to paint it. The idea came to me super fast because I was very interested in medieval tapestries recently and I decided to combine the shape of this cup with the medieval art style. So I took elements such as decorative border, you'll see it later, floral ornaments, and line art, and used it in my illustration. Of course, my medium of choice is a gouache. I'm still into it, and I think we're going to be friends for a long time. I did get tired of it recently and switched to ink and pencils. I made a couple sketches and now I'm back painting with gouache again and again. The best thing about gouache is you can fix mistakes you made. I love having full control over my painting. I want to be responsible for every little brush strokes. Mediums like ink and watercolors are my worst enemies. I always feel the pressure of no mistakes, so it ruins the whole process for me. And of course I make mistakes, and I'm lost. I don't know what to do, how to fix it. When I was in college, we only used watercolor for painting. Our professors told us if we master watercolor, we can master any other mediums. The more I paint, the more I disagree with them. Yes, watercolor is one of the hardest mediums to master, and it takes a lot of time and effort to be good with it. On the other hand, none of other mediums work like watercolor. Gouache, for example, is super similar and you can kinda imitate watercolor with it, but try to paint good gouache portrait. I can guarantee it's not the same as watercolor or oil paint, for example. I wish I was taught how to use oil. I studied watercolor for 3.5 years in college and no other mediums. As the result, I never used watercolor and I had to spend more time looking for something that is me. Truth to be told, it's not my college's fault. I'm a bit salty because I love to paint and I wanted to enjoy the process, but I couldn't. But now I have no excuses. I'm not a student anymore. I have full control over my life and I decided that gouache is the best. Anyways, I'm currently working on the details of my painting and I love it so much. That's probably why I was so obsessed with this kind of paintings recently. It is so meditating and fun. The brush I'm using right now is one of my favorite brushes. It is pretty small, but look at the length of its hair. It is way longer than the regular brush. It allows you to paint long and thin lines with it because this brush absorbs more water than regular brush. By the way, I didn't mention the colors I'm using here. They are not random. I practice in my other sketchbooks. I make little sketches before the big painting and try different color schemes. This time I did a quick sketch in Photoshop. It actually saved me a lot of time and I could experiment with colors super fast and easy, so I think I might start using this technique more often. So far, I'm pretty happy with how my illustration is turning out. Getting rid of the perfect first page idea helped me a lot. I don't feel this pressure anymore and I can just relax and paint. I've noticed that my hand feels the pressure. The harder I try to make perfect painting, the more chances I won't like it in the end. I don't know how it works, but relaxing and letting go all the negative thought is the best thing when it comes to smooth creative process. I'm almost done with my illustration. The last thing is the border. Creating borders with paints is not an easy task. First, I painted it with yellow gouache, but I watered it down like watercolor. I did it because I plan to use my liners on top of it later. And liners will not work on thick gouache layer, so I had to keep it in mind. Next step is little leaves. I wanted to paint something more complicated and detailed, then realized it might be too much, so I decided to keep it simple. I'm still not sure what is the best way and medium to paint floral patterns. I love using gouache and the smallest brush. I believe it's number one, but I still don't have full control over the process And sometimes I use too much water and it ruins the painting. And after I'm done with decorating the border, I plan to paint actual frame. I wasn't sure what I want to use for the frame, and I decided to use markers, liners, and gouache. I never used ruler to paint with gouache, but today was the day. Of course, it is not the best way to paint straight line with gouache, but I don't know what is. The trick is to use as least water as possible so it doesn't leak under the ruler. Next step is the marker and liners. They worked perfectly fine with the ruler, so I had no problem. And that was the last step. The painting is done and I officially started my new sketchbook. Thank you for watching, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay creative and I will see you soon. Bye!